As I came out of the bathroom, my wife was already preparing to leave. Wait, you're leaving already? Huh? But we already heard from the doctor. No, wait, I thought we would talk about this. What is there to talk about? You're going to be admitted to the hospital. There's nothing to worry about. It's in the doctor's hands now. But you're too neurotic. Isn't that how you ended up overworking yourself? Take a good rest while you're in the hospital. See you after the surgery. Ignoring how stunned I was, my wife left just like that. My name's Mark. I've been married to my wife Nicole for 10 years as of this week. You would think that we would be celebrating our 10th anniversary, but now is not the time for any kind of celebration. Our marriage has gone cold. I guess after being married for 10 years, it's typical to run into this situation. Since we don't have any children, we've been able to dedicate ourselves to our work. We don't have any money troubles. Neither of us wants to get divorced at this age, so we're sticking with our marriage. I'm hoping to keep things the way they are and live out the rest of my days peacefully. Recently, my wife has been acting suspicious. Before now, the clothes she would wear were the cheap kind you could buy on sale. Recently, she's been buying new clothes, and they're all expensive brands. What's more, until now, she would get her hair done at the local beauty parlor. But recently, she's been getting trendy haircuts at the salon downtown. Hey, what's with your fashion lately? I was honestly just curious, but my wife reacted badly. What, are you unhappy that your wife has gotten more fashionable? No, that's not what I meant. Then what's the problem? She could have responded normally, so why did she have to pick a fight? From the way my wife was acting, it seems like she wasn't doing it for my sake. It's fine with me if she wants to change her fashion, but I felt suspicious that she was taking it too far. Hey, why have you been buying so many new clothes and going to the salon so often lately? One day I asked my wife this, and she got upset. Huh? It's my money, so I can do what I want with it. I let you spend your money however you want to. No, I didn't mean that I'm against it. It's just that you had been spending an awful lot of money lately. You just think that because you're an old man that doesn't care about your looks. I felt a twinge from being called an old man. You're the same age as me, so that makes you an old lady too. We were originally college classmates and had been going out since our college days. We got married at the age of 25, and it's been 10 years since then, so we're both 35 now. It's been 15 years since we started dating. We were both young when we met. Both of us look much different than 15 years ago, so it wasn't like my wife had grounds to complain about my appearance. Anyway, it's not like I'm causing you any problems, so isn't it fine? My wife said and went off to the bedroom. It's always like that. Whenever we have even the slightest disagreement, my wife runs away to the bedroom. I guess if we're face to face, we'll just continue arguing, so maybe it's for the best. Paying more attention to my wife's recent behavior, I realized something. When I stood near my wife, I could smell men's cologne, which I hadn't smelled before. My wife usually has to work long hours and go on business trips, so she always comes home at odd times, and I'd never paid attention to it. But the scent of cologne was not something that I could ignore. It was strange that I could smell it so often. One day I bit the bullet and asked, Hey, are you having an affair? What on earth are you asking about? She replied incredulously. It's just that your suit smells an awful lot like men's cologne. What? My wife was clearly caught off guard. That's because I went to see a client today for work. Their company sells perfume, so I tried one of their samples. The scent got left over from that. It's been all day since I put it on. It's amazing you can still smell the scent. I can feel the effort they put into this cologne. Oh, okay then. I just felt like she was lying to get out of the question. There was only one explanation for her strange behavior. She was clearly trying to cover up an affair. I thought the whole thing was suspicious, and I looked at her bank account. I saw that since 2 years ago, the amount of money had sharply decreased. But I don't know who she's having an affair with. What should I do if she's really cheating? I kept thinking about things like that. I lost my appetite and fell into a depression. My relationship with my wife has gone cold. But she is still the woman who I have loved for 15 years. I feel that I can't end this lightly. So when I started doubting that she might be having an affair, it really took a toll on my health. I was surprised to find that she took up such a big space in my heart. My best friend told me, hire a private investigator right away so that you can get to the bottom of it. Whenever I ask my friend for advice, he usually solves most of my problems. He thinks of things I never would have thought of, and cheers me on with words of encouragement. I had thought about hiring an investigator, but I couldn't make up my mind. Hearing it from my friend made me find my resolve, so I asked a detective agency to investigate. It took a pretty long time for the results of the investigation to come out. During that time, my wife's behavior became even more suspicious. She stayed out overnight all the time. Until now, she would contact me when she wouldn't be home for dinner. Recently, she won't even let me know. It's a pain having to contact you every time, she told me. I'll just let you know when I'll be there instead. The more coldly she treated me, the more I believed she was having an affair. The more I thought about it, the more I worried. Then, one day, I collapsed at work. "Mark, are you okay? Somebody call an ambulance!" My coworker's voice had sounded far away as I lost consciousness. When I woke, I was in a hospital bed. I already knew the case. I collapsed from the stress about my wife. The doctor ordered me to stay in the hospital for observation, just in case. I thought I could go home right away. I didn't imagine that I would be admitted. Since I had been taken to the hospital by ambulance, I hadn't been able to bring anything with me. I contacted my wife. Honey, I'm calling because I got sick at work and I'm in the hospital," I said. "The hospital? Are you all right?" I was happy that my wife was at least concerned for me. "I'm okay. I'm being admitted for observation." "Admitted for how long?" "Just until some tests are done tomorrow." "Oh, just one day?" "Huh? I can wait until tomorrow, but I need you to bring me a change of clothes." "Okay." I was angry that my wife didn't seem to care about what I needed at all. "Tomorrow I might be sent home first thing, so I'll need clothes." "Aren't you going to come with me to hear the test results?" "Huh? You need me there?" "Normally your wife would be there, right?" "I don't know anything about medical terms, so I won't be of any help." "No, I mean that I want you to come with me so I won't be alone. Your company should be understanding if you have to take a day off for this." "I see. I can take the day off from work. I guess I'll go." I was stunned. Her reason for coming was just so that she could take the day off. She didn't care about me at all. This isn't helping. I need to stop thinking about my wife or I'll get sick again. I went to sleep. The next day, my wife came with me to hear the test results. I couldn't believe my ears. The doctor told me there were signs of a stroke. He said I would need emergency surgery. I was so shocked I didn't understand what was happening. Even my wife was shocked too. "Will he get better?" I was glad that she at least cared that much. The doctor told us, "There's always a risk with surgery, but we'll do everything we can. If the surgery goes well, there'll be nothing to worry about." My wife asked if I will stay admitted until the surgery. The doctor and my wife continued discussing. "Yes, he will stay admitted today, and the surgery will be either tomorrow or the day after." "I see, so he won't be able to come home today?" "That's right." "How long will he be in the hospital for?" "It depends on his recovery after surgery. It could be from 1 to 2 weeks at the longest." "A minimum of 1 week. Okay, I understand." My wife seemed to be okay with what the doctor had to say. I didn't think she would be so understanding. Maybe I was wrong that she was acting coldly towards me. Just when I thought that, my wife said she had to make a phone call. As soon as we left the doctor's office, she went off to the lobby. I needed to go to the bathroom, so I happened to pass by my wife on the phone. "It will be okay for at least a week." That's what I heard my wife say. What was she talking about? She must have meant that something would be okay because I wasn't around. There's no other way it could make sense. When I came out of the bathroom, my wife had already prepared to leave. "Wait, you're leaving already?" "Huh? But we already heard from the doctor." "No, wait, I thought we would have to talk about this." "What is there to talk about? You're going to be admitted to the hospital. There's nothing to worry about. It's in the doctor's hands now." That's not what I meant. You're too neurotic. Isn't that how you ended up overworking yourself? Have a nice rest in the hospital. I'll see you after the surgery." Ignoring how stunned I was, my wife left just like that. My wife didn't come back to the hospital again after that. She didn't even come to see me while I was recovering. I had to go through the surgery all alone. She didn't even ask what day it would happen. The surgery was a success, but I never heard from my wife. She didn't come to the hospital either. She didn't read my messages or answer my calls. I thought maybe something might have happened to her. There was nothing I could do, so I asked my best friend to come and help instead. My friend came right away. I asked him to check on the house and also to check on the results from the private investigator. A few hours later, my friend returned. "Here you go." My friend gave me an envelope along with the change of clothes. Inside were the results of the investigation. I nervously opened the envelope. Enclosed was an investigation report and several photos as proof of the affair. As I suspected, my wife was guilty. She must have said that things would be all right for a week because she would be spending that week with her other man. Also, I brought this. My friend handed me a pamphlet for tourist travel destinations. He said it was left on the table in my house. Could it be that my wife was on vacation with her lover while I was in the hospital? I felt dizzy and almost passed out. My friend panicked and stopped me from falling. "Stay strong. You can't fight if you go down now." His words inspired me. Thanks to his encouragement, I managed to stay conscious. "That's right. I got proof of the affair. I have to take hold of this opportunity and fight back at my wife." "That's the spirit." Thanks to my friend, I started to feel better. From then, I kept thinking about how I could get revenge on my wife and her lover. I had my friend think about it too. We thought of a plan. My friend got to work on our plan right away. From then on, I felt a surprising surge of energy. I felt my strength returning. I had gotten sick because of my wife's affair. Once I got over it, my illness was better too. I was filled with a desire to get revenge for the affair. Even my doctor was surprised by how well I had recovered. "Huh? Where did you get all this energy from?" he asked me. "You seem to possess an incredible amount of life force." I looked at the doctor with a wry smile. "Apparently humans get their strength from having a goal to pursue," I replied. Thus I recovered at an astonishing speed. Though I was told my recovery would last 2 weeks, I was discharged after just 1 week. To be precise, it was 6 days. I didn't give my wife notice of my early hospital discharge before returning home. My friend took me back to my house and hired a mover to bring my things from the hospital. We went straight to carry out our plan. Then, a few days later, my wife contacted me on the phone. "Mark, I went to the hospital, but they told me you've already been discharged." "Yeah, I was discharged earlier than planned." "Why didn't you let me know?" "But I called you so many times. I was waiting for you, but you never returned home. What happened to you?" I asked her. Then my wife started to panic. "Oh, I'm sorry, I had an unplanned business trip. I was so busy I couldn't even answer the phone," she lied. "You're home now, right?" "Yeah, I am." "Okay, I'll be home soon too." An hour later, my wife called a second time. "Hey, Mark. Mark, what's the meaning of this?" "What do you mean?" "You know what I mean, our house is gone." "Oh, you meant that. We got rid of our house." "What kind of bad joke is this?" "I don't have a need for a house anymore." "I don't understand what you're saying. What's the point of bulldozing our house?" "It'd be a problem if you tried to stay there without permission. Well, even if you did, you'd get kicked out, though." "How could you do something so awful?" "Don't make me laugh. Of course I did it, because you had an affair." "What?" My wife was clearly flustered. She must have thought I didn't know. "What are you talking about? Me having an affair? There's no way." "Don't try to hide it. The investigator already found out. I know who your partner is, too. Since I found him, I searched his social media. I saw the photos of you two enjoying yourselves at the ocean in Hawaii. You're a lousy wife to go on an overseas trip while your husband is hospitalized. I can't stay married to you. I want a divorce." As soon as I mentioned divorce, my wife seemed to go weak. Wait, I'm not serious about him. Please don't divorce me. I'm your wife of 10 years. We've been together for 15 years already." Those words made me snap. "Then why didn't you cherish me more? Maybe we won't be lovey-dovey after 10 years of marriage, but you could have at least acted like you loved me. You must have just hid the affair out of fear, that you would lose your reputation and your money if we divorced. Now that you're found out, you're asking not to divorce. How convenient for you. If you're going to commit adultery, you should at least be prepared to lose your marriage. Don't think I'll let you off easy. We're getting a divorce. I'll get compensation for damages too." After saying that, I hung up the phone. I said everything I wanted to say. My best friend and my parents, who were listening beside me, patted me on the back, encouraging me that I did well on the phone. Then I went through my lawyer to demand a divorce from my wife. I demanded that she would receive no assets from the divorce. I also demanded compensation from both my wife and her partner. There was so much proof that my wife couldn't weasel out of it. She was forced to accept all my demands in the divorce. I was able to receive a substantial amount of money from both my wife and her partner, and my assets were protected. By the way, if you're wondering why I was able to demolish and sell my house so quickly, it's because my best friend was the one who gave me that house. My friend's father was the landowner and had several plots of land. Thanks to my friend, he ended up giving one piece of land to me. Because of this situation, I returned the land to my friend. My friend's father owns a demolition company. Since he owned the land, he was able to clear it on the same day. Now they built a convenience store there, and they've been earning money from the rent. I'm much happier with it this way, and I'm also glad that my friend and his family are able to make a profit. Because my wife had to pay me compensation, and because she had spent so much money on her affair, apparently she spent everything and has no savings left. Furthermore, her partner keeps spending so much money. I've heard that they're now in debt. As they say, love is blind. But if that's true, that must mean that it was a lie that her unfaithfulness was just because she was playing around. That scumbag woman can keep paying her penitence and go to ruin. Meanwhile, I'll continue to save up and live in moderation. Eventually, I hope I'll meet an honest woman who I can really trust. Then I'll remarry and peacefully live out the rest of my days.